they're all readied up in IRC, so the race is underway. We'll be seeing that in just a moment. Time to send out the tweet and everything. Sweet, streams are already synced up, so we don't even have to worry about it. I'm going to load audio off of Hippo's stream. Actually, did I say that? I lied. We're gonna just stick with our music. Let me open it back up. So right off the bat, Hippo looking pretty clean right now. Shazzo with viruses kind of all over the board on his level 1. So he's going to be getting a little bit behind from the start here. Hippo's got himself a pretty good looking board right here. His blues and yellows are kind of like all bundled together, and he's making the reds work as well. That was a really good horizontal double blue placement at the right side there. Alright, sorry, bringing up the chat on my phone. Perfect. Oh, I didn't realize I was muted in Discord as well. What's up, Lightning?
Oh, I did, I was getting set up real quick because I realized I'm a little bit late for it.
That's cool. You're more than welcome.
3:15, man.
Did you participate in it?
What?
I said, did you... Wait, what did you say?
Oh, I saw something. I saw, like, King Hippo stream say, like, race at 3:15. So
Oh,
I was waiting
3:15.
for 3:15.
Alright, I heard something else, my bad. Just ignore me. Yeah, but they just started, so they're both on like level 4 and level 3 right now. Way early into the action.
It still does amaze me to see Hippo's speed.
Oh yeah, Hippo is a very, very fast player. It's cool that you're in here though, because I guess you're the
Having
only
played
person
Loki.
who's had experience with like Shazzo, I want to say, because the first match between you and him wasn't streamed, and that one went to a 3rd game. So he seems like a pretty decent player overall. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, he definitely has the ability to put out a good time. I just don't know if he's consistent enough. I think that was the biggest thing, because I got pretty similar times, I want to say, on the 2 races, and he definitely did not. So consistency will be key here.
What were his times? Did he have like an outstanding one, like a 17-minute time or something?
I think both of his 0 to 10s were like 15-ish. And then he had like a... Oh, I'm gonna have to pull it up, because I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I remember I look at each one of the results to like archive them in the bracket, but I kind of forget them if they're like a little bit older. Because you guys played... It was week 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did forfeit both the races, so they aren't on SRL. But I know he was like within a level or so. The one that he did beat me, he got a 1540 on.
Okay. That's
I
pretty
don't know.
solid then, like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if he's been practicing or not, because I haven't seen his stream live or anything.
Yeah,
he
I'm
is-
not sure if he has either. I mean, it looks like he's been struggling a little bit now because he's just now entering level 5 and we're at 4.5 minutes in.
Usually, I think like a minute per stage is good until like 7 or 8. where you start to falter from that a little bit. I think Hippo is being a lot more efficient with his pills in general. Um, Shazzo does slow down like a lot of us less skilled runners do. So I wouldn't blame him for that.
Yeah, and just as you were talking about that, Hippo did a nice, he knew he was going to clear horizontal reds, and he was just building, like, excess pills on top of it to fall down lower. It was really good awareness, because he didn't have really any other places he could have put the blue and yellow pills.
Yep, it's something that he talks a lot about in this pace bin. Just, if you don't have places to stack, look for any horizontal clears that you're planning on.
Yeah, I will say, like, he definitely doesn't have the best times out of anyone on the leaderboard, but man, his like knowledge of the game and just how much he can talk about it, it's like really astounding to me.
I mean, you know, times aren't everything. You know, I mean, he still has very, very solid times, and they're still like far beyond what I could.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like he would beat me any day of the week.
It is cool to see people like Shazzo, people like you and me, just trying to get into the game as fast as possible.
Yeah, and it's a really cool challenge. Like, I haven't been playing it too much the past 2 weeks, because I got, like, my submissions done for GDQ this past week, and I already got, like, a majority of my matches. But the times I have been grinding, it's, like, it's been really challenging, which is cool, because I haven't had a game that's, like, pushed me this hard in a while. Like, I've been playing Puzzle League forever. When I started speedrunning that, like, back in 2013, it was kind of just, like, I felt like I was doing this before because my skill was just transferring over.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's also the fact that a lot of us longtime Puzzle League runners, we don't have a problem like commentating while playing the game because we're just looking for things instead of like actively working on the skill for it. We're just, you know, we see something and we're just our body knows how to put the motions there. Whereas, like, for this, I constantly have to think about the rotation of the pills and planning much farther ahead. Puzzle League is a more reactive game than this, where you have to really be thinking to be able to work out your pills effectively.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Like, Puzzle League, I mean, there's moments where I can't read chat all too much, but I definitely can find time, even like during a board. But this game, you have so little downtime in between matches. If I'm streaming, I can glance over at chat for 2 seconds, read one message, and then I'm back to whatever the 2-minute or 3-minute match it may be.
I do notice that Shazzo is not minimizing the lag or the falling lag on his pills as much as I don't think I've seen him do it ever actually since the start of this match, where you know you clear vertical stacks from below to basically cut down entirely on any falling animation.
And a lot of that extra falling animation can cause a lot of time, actually. If you have one like dropping almost from the top of the container, that's like 3 seconds, literally, just that one singular pill dropping.
Yeah, especially for a 0 to 10 race, that is much more critical than, let's say, you know, 16 to 20, where it really doesn't matter as much in the grand scheme of things. You just want to make fewer mistakes than your opponent. It looks like Hippo's on a really good pace.
Yeah, he's 9 minutes in. He's on level 10. This is looking like to be a sub 11 right now if he keeps it up. Like, this is pretty insane.
Yeah.
I would say, from what I've noticed from spectating and playing myself, there's like a couple key factors for if you're new at the game. There's like some things you want to look at. What you mentioned, you know, try to make your pill placements efficient to where garbage isn't dropping down. You want to look at horizontals and verticals as much as you can. Like, more possibilities the better. The top, like, exposed viruses, you want to keep that diverse. You don't want those to be the same color. So you want to like try to work on that. If you have too much of one color on top, try to like eliminate that color as fast as you can, I guess. And then the last thing I would think of is keeping your sides balanced. Don't leave too many viruses in one corner as opposed to the other, or else your end game's just gonna take so much longer.
Yeah. And I do like what Shazzo did with his bottom left yellow virus that was kind of trapped. He decided to clear the red so that he wouldn't have to be waiting for a double yellow. Um, yeah, that is something that I find myself not doing a lot of times. And then, you're forced to wait for a single double color to be able to finish the board.
Oh man, Hippo is just about done with this right now. He just finished
Yep.
with a 1043. That is I know it's a SRL PB for him. I'm not sure if it's an actual PB for him, but that was pretty sick.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's done faster, but he destroyed his average time.
Yeah, that was really, really nuts how quick he got done with that. His average time was, what, a minute and a half slower than that? He's getting like low 12s regularly.
So getting the sub 11 is pretty huge. Like, it would have put up a good fight against anybody in the tournament. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. That is a worthy time of beating ACM.
Yeah.
But yeah, GG's the Hippo. Really, really good first game. He's going to take the 1-0 lead. Shazzo, like, still not on too bad pace himself right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for himself. He is struggling a little bit with the ending clears on every stage. So that could be something he can definitely work on. Ooh, I disagree with that yellow-red placement.
And for
it's
Matt... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
It's just one of those things that I feel that newer players struggle with. They're looking for the best spot to place something, and you end up screwing the placement a little bit, and then because you run out of time.
Yes, definitely. It's like you had something initially lined up, and then you change your mindset, but then you don't realize, hey, that's gonna screw up something later down the line. I totally have seen that plenty of times.
I also don't quite like the horizontal stacking that Shazzo does when he's filtering through pills. The time does add up, if you're constantly trying, because you have so much more time that you're waiting for the pill to fall, even if you're holding down. It's just a minor thing that I feel like nitpicking about. He threw away a good opportunity for that double blue. I guess he's gonna go for it with a single blue? Yeah. But now he doesn't have a spot for blues.
Yeah, it's like all red on top right now, just what we were kind of mentioning earlier. And like, even blue is just way out of reach. It's not like it's underneath one of the red viruses. I mean, it's kind of bad RNG. Like, he's kind of getting unlucky, but that whole bottom row is just all blue, and then it's just buried underneath.
Yeah, I don't know if I can agree that it's bad RNG. He did have a couple blues at the top, so I think it's just a matter of having the presence of mind to like think ahead and figure out what viruses you want to clear first. Rather than just trying to clear what's most efficient.
Yeah, fair enough. And he's kind of doing the same thing right now. Like, he's had a bunch of like combination blue pills, and he's still focusing on clearing the blues at the bottom. He should just, make a blue garbage on top where, if it's a blue and yellow pill connected, get those yellow viruses done first so you have way more room to work with, and then you can eventually get to the blue viruses.
Exactly.
That's alright. I guess he's learning in the process right now. And we're going to see, we've seen plenty of these like matchups. It's kind of inevitable for the group rounds. We have like one of the Titans going against someone, who's fairly consistent. So you could consider it not really like, I mean, there's the slightest chance that they could win. But I think you use these kind of matches to just feel comfortable and see how well you can play, like under the
Yeah.
pressure and everything.
I mean, when I was fighting Hippo, I just went out with my guns blazing. Now, I think Shazzo also doesn't pay as much attention to his next pill. Or maybe he's just trying to go too fast and like skipping by them. But the next pill feature, I think, is what makes this game great because you can tell what what you're going to be working with. I apologize for that.
Oh, you're
Hammer.
fine. Yeah, I agree with that though. It's kind of like if you're kind of rushing to, he could be in the mindset he's like, oh, Hippo finished so long ago, I should be somewhat close to done right now. And
Yeah.
maybe he's just rushing and making bad moves. I wouldn't say there's like too many mistakes. He's just like probably not prioritizing the right things. Like right there, he cleared the yellows first. He could have put the double yellow on top so it would just clear a whole big line of verticals, but instead he's left with that extra like yellow
Yeah.
garbage pill at the bottom now.
I mean, he also had the chance with the double blue to clear the horizontal blues on the right, and he decided to use it on the vertical instead. Whereas you can always use half pill. It's easier to use half pills to cover verticals. I think that's actually a really big trap of this game is that double pills are so much. There's so much more alluring to use on verticals than horizontals, but you need them so much more for horizontals.
Yeah, definitely. If only the game could just spawn double pills the whole time, life would be good.
I think even if it only spawned like the combination pills.
Yeah, doing one or the other, then you would just know that you could plan out. Well, because it's less pill combinations to deal with. I guess that's what it just comes
Yeah.
down to.
I was hoping he would clear that blue line. It is the very, very vertical mindset.
I've always heard Hippo talk about like each pill's like a 1 in 9 chance to get, and it just like it makes me wonder. I guess like for the combination pills, are they counted as two separate if one's on the left and one's on the right, and they're like flipped around? I guess.
I don't think it matters if you think about it, because like the double yellow could also be like flipped around. Like I think how the game generates it generates each half of the pill individually. So you have like a 1 in 3 times 1 in 3 of so 1 in 9 for any specific pill. I think that's how the number is derived.
Yeah, I
But
guess that makes sense. I was just curious because it kind of like loops back around once you do that. Like, because if
yeah,
you pair all the yellows with the reds first, then when you go back to the red, you're gonna pair it with the yellow again. I don't know. I guess I don't play the game enough to know.
I mean, assuming that the game generates everything evenly, um, that's just kind of where it would be.
All right, so Shazzo is gonna finish up around 1831. I want to say he clocks in at race spot in 1835.
I'm glad he didn't forfeit this time around. Like he forfeited all the matches that he lost against me with, but I guess there's also less of an audience, I guess, if we're just, doing it on our own.
I guess that tells him one thing though. It's like I guess he kind of knew, Hippo's really good competition. He just wants to finish and, get some practice in. Because I guess he felt like when he played against you, he probably had a chance to win, and then when he, like, screwed up and, like, lost a match, he probably got frustrated and quit out early.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt it also would have went as well because I've been putting a lot of practice daily, and I've gotten my 0 to 10, 0 to 20 average down quite a bit. But that is also kind of the format of the tournament. I don't know if anybody else was trying to do that on purpose and, you know, trying to get that extra practice in, get good before they fight the top tiers. I kind of wish I had a little bit more time to practice before I faced off against Shazzo and Thunder Mustache, but I made it out okay. Can't complain. I wonder if Shazzo is on emulator because it looks like his thing is frozen to me. Please confirm.
He might be. Yeah, I think he is. It was like that when I booted up the stream, so I think he is on emulator right now.
Okay. You should let him know to have his run in the background. Actually, I can hop on IRC. And there's a setting that you can enable for it to run even if it's not the active window. Just so that you never lose time by like accidentally clicking out or something.
Yeah. I think he did say he's like relatively new to like racing, so he's probably relatively new to emulators, I would guess too. Or at least just doesn't use them a lot. So that makes sense. Like I never really used emulators before speedrunning.
I've grown to really appreciate them. I've always thought like, oh, that's not like the, you know, real speedrun, but there are plenty of people with the skills that just, you know, can't acquire a cart either because they don't have money or, you know, it's difficult to acquire some carts.
Yeah, especially this one. This cart's actually a little pricey. I think it like runs around 25 or 30 bucks right now.
Yeah. I know it's one that I don't own. You know, I wouldn't even be playing this if it were mandatory.
Oh yeah, definitely not. I think that's what, like, for this kind of tournament scene, I think we're always trying to make it emulator friendly and something that's like reliable on emulators. So that's why like Tetris Attack was a good one, because if we had Puzzle League, man, that might be a little bit bad.
A lot of people's eyes would have been bleeding pretty hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I did do my first sub 30 on emulator, so
That's because you're crazy, man.
I dealt with it.
I guess like the number 4 time on speedrun.com is also on emulator as well.
Is it really? Whose time is it?
I think it's like what's the guy's name? Kamikaze or
Oh.
something. I don't know. I remember he got like a 21, I think, or it might have been a 20.
That's pretty ridiculous. Now I gotta find out, man. I know I did Tetris Attack on emulator for a while, and I did the tournament on emulator, mainly because it's not fun to do it with a bad controller. Where did Hippo go? Alright, so Freeball and Kamikaze are also popping in the race. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Ness, I've seen him in like just about every race, just like playing around. Just racing for fun.
So let's look at Tetris Attack.
I don't know if you want to sync, but I can give you one.
I am synced. Well, not quite, but 1 second off. I can
Okay.
deal with it.
I know like Shazzo during the last race, his stream was like freezing up for a little bit, so I got like pretty far off sync for a second.
I'm like a second off. Oh, Shazzo didn't clear that blue. Gonna have to wait for that fall time. Yeah, he frequently does that a lot too. When he's dumping pills, he doesn't really pay attention to if there's gonna be an extra clear if he doesn't want it. There's just a lot of minor things that could really improve his time. And yeah, I don't mean improving his time by like a small amount. It can be pretty significant.
So just based on how everything's going right now, I know we're going to have a Group H match after this with Panban, Richard, and Sigma. I haven't seen Sigma play yet in the tournament, so that'd be interesting to watch. And then we might have Shazzo and Thunder Mustache if he's around to close off. I think that would be the last match in Group B.
Yeah. I know I've finished all of mine, and if Hippo doesn't lose, I'll be safe. Which, you know, I'm pretty sure that I'll be okay.
We're getting down to the nitty-gritty now, though. We're gonna be just about starting the 4th and final week, and there's still a lot of matches. I think we'll have a couple forfeits because there's like been some people who haven't responded. It might just be busy or like lost interest in it. But we should, yeah. I assume, like next weekend, we should have a lot like matches cranking out.
Yeah. I kind of don't like the, I know we purposely stretch out the time a lot so that it gives people time, but I think it also lets people procrastinate on it a little too much.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. It's a learning experience to do for next time. I liked it. There's positive things and negative things about it.
Yeah. I mean, without it, though, I don't even think we could have gotten Thunder Mustache in at all, so... But he's also somebody that I would trust completely to be able to be trying to do all of his matches. He's been around the speedrunning community for a while, and, you know, he's participated in quite a few mystery tournaments, quite a few Mega Man tournaments, and you know, he's always been reliable to show up even if he's not always able to. I don't know how to English, but I hope that made sense.
I got you. Don't worry, I can't speak half the time either. English is tough, man.
Yeah, it's like one of the worst languages. It's full of exceptions here and there.
Exceptions and slang for days.
Yeah. It was like one of my good friends, his name is Keith. It's like, I before E except after C. Does that mean I've been spelling my name wrong all these years?
And we're like, no, sometimes rules just don't apply to things. Looks like Shazzo's off to a much better start right now, because I think he was either in the middle of level 4 or towards the end of it when it was the 430 mark, and he's already well into level 5 now.
Yeah, he's also right on top of his splits, which is pretty good. So are there any brackets that have almost everybody still MIA? I know there was the Paratroopa and Smart.
Yeah. We got a really good number of matches knocked off for that one the other night, and the good thing about that one is, well, not a good thing, but I don't think Cosmic's going to be able to do any of his matches. So it's funny, because they're probably going to be the last group to actually finish a match, but they might be the first group all the way completed.
Well, ours would be complete as soon as Thunder Mustache versus Shazzo, right?
Yeah, you guys would just have that one left. Other than that, the one group I'm a little worried about is Group E. I know Grimmin's been in there, and he's been trying to contact people, but for the most part, Mitch and Haddock, I think, are kind of like MIA right now.
Yeah. That's not good. But
That's alright. I have my plans. I'm gonna, like, message them all and pitch the idea of a three-way race, because I think we've done that before, and it knocks off
yeah.
3 matches in 2 races.
Yeah. I mean, there's also like certain brackets that kind of screw people. You know, I know the Group D Canonophone FFR might be um, like a contention. I don't even know words.
Yeah,
Hotly
that'll
contested.
be a really close one for that second spot there. And the funny thing is, I have not. Usually, FFR Pro is talking a lot in Discord and everything, but I have not heard anything from him in like since the tournament started.
Yeah, I would like to get an update. You know, if there's something going on or not, just so we know he's okay too.
Yeah, I'll message him because the one race he did, we literally just saw him. Well, you were there, weren't you, when he raced
Yeah,
Ness? We just like
yeah,
randomly saw him. We're like, hey, you want to race?
like yeah,
I think he was a little bit hesitant on that at first too, because he was like,
yeah. Group F, that's gonna be Chuck and Freeball moving on because Michael Mario can't. Or are we gonna? I don't know how you still want to do that.
Yeah, it'll probably be whoever wins that match, either Chuck or Freeball. And I'm thinking about probably giving the next spot to that. But it's like depending on the action. Like example, if we have Group E and there's like 3 inactive players, I'm
Yeah,
probably not gonna pass on the second guy there.
yeah. I know Grimmon's put up a good time, and you know he'd definitely be.
Oh, Grimmin will
Yeah,
be for sure in the bracket.
yeah. I mean, you know, there's very little doubt that he'll put up a good fight, even if he's out of practice. So,
Yeah, only time will tell. Like it'll be easy to work around with the people who are active. We just got to figure out the matches as we go. And we still have over a week. Maybe the guys will just be like, "All right, let's crank out some matches this week." Who knows?
yeah. Mr. Cab has been. Mr. Cab is. He got pretty rocked.
He might be one of the contenders for a wild card spot if we have it, because
Yeah.
when we raced, it was a really, really close race. Like I was pretty worried that I wasn't gonna win for a second.
Yeah, he's pretty good at the NES version. So if you just give him a little bit more time, he'll definitely be a hot contender. I think it's something that we should let him know ahead of time so he can prepare for it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, I'll start sending reminders and whatnot to everybody. It'll be like potential people like him, probably like Freeball or Chuck, whoever loses that, and then probably Cananophone and FFR Pro. I think I'm gonna make it a 4-way race, and it's gonna be 1-0 to 20, and just the winner gets that last spot in bracket. I think that would be pretty fair.
Yeah.
It might as well make it 0 to 20 because that's what you're gonna be practicing for.
Yeah, and I know that the skills you need for 0 to 10 and like 0 to 20 are so different. You know, being good at 0 to 10 doesn't make you good at 0 to 20. I've been doing a lot of practice for 18 to 20, and I think almost all of my runs so far, like within the past week, I've struggled on 17. So you know, it feels weird that, you know, you're struggling on the level before it gets like super hard. So it's one of those things that it shouldn't be a problem, but I've had a lot of problems with it. Curious to see what's going on. I haven't been streaming, so I haven't had any VODs available to really analyze why I've sucked on that. Hippo is almost done already. I've just mainly been watching Shazzo. I feel like he's being a little too wasteful. I mean, he's got
Yeah,
a
that situation he's dealing with right now is pretty rough. It's like the whole right side of his screen.
yeah, but it looks like he's on a good PB pace. So, or
Yeah,
at
you
least on
should
top of
be.
this one.
And Hippo with an 11-10 that time. He's like feeling himself today.
Yeah, today's not a day I'd like to face him.
I'm surprised for like this race or even his last race he didn't try to like continue it on and do a 0 to 20 just to see what like the middle game could have been.
Yeah. Ooh, unfortunate spin. Yeah, Shazzo really struggles when there's no clear place to put the pill, and he's definitely not making use of what I would assume are pretty good boards. He has like a lot of horizontal possibilities that he's just not taking advantage of. It's kind of a pity. Um,
Yeah, what can you do, I guess?
yeah, he's. I think the pill rotations get him more than any of these minor mistakes that I've been pointing out. Is that a hippo?
Yep.
You know, I will say, you know how we were talking about kind of like stacked groups a little bit? I will say, like, for Shazzo and Thunder Mustache, one of them finishing last is pretty unfortunate because they both seem like they're pretty good at this game for the most part.
Yeah. If I faced Thunder Mustache at the same time that I faced Shazzo, I think he might have been able to take a game off too. Definitely by the time I faced Thunder, I was like a lot better than when I faced Shazzo. But anyways, congratulations on the win, Hippo.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You rocked it pretty hard.
GG on the 2 insane times, dude. You're like feeling yourself right now.
Yeah, I did. I wish I could play like that every day. Every time you get a sub 10, a sub 11 is a great day. It doesn't happen often. The game, even like I think ACM can get like a sub 11 pretty consistently, but it's tough.
Yeah, I'm surprised, or I guess we were both kind of surprised that you didn't keep going to try to pull off a good 0 to 20 time.
I didn't talk about it actually. In my
He thought about it for
Oh,
the 2 seconds
ouch.
that he had.
Ouch!
Pretty much.
That's very unfortunate for Shazzo. He stacked a little too high, and then he.
Oh, did he?
stacked his
Oh,
things too
wow.
And he rotated a pill before moving it. So
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. You hate to see like the run end like that. I'm gonna assume he's just ending it right now.
yeah,
He said, "I'm gonna let the timer run for a few decades." That's rough.
yeah. I do think that. I guess the way that you stack it, Hippo, where you like stack it vertically and then you start like trailing it off to one side, gives you a lot of leeway. Shazzo just stacked pills horizontally straight up to the top, and he gave himself one line to work with. So that was going to be pretty rough. Usually I don't stack past 3/4 of my screen. to
Yeah.
avoid-
You don't need it, but for a safe way, like it doesn't cost that much time to just start a new stack.
Yeah.
And that's proved the maths there that it's tough to get a single color pill you want.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough, even if it's not yellow.
The double red. And it's even more unfortunate that, the one stack that he could have used to get rid of it, he stacked he has a yellow and a blue half to get rid of the double red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely had enough red halves to get rid of that line, and then he might have been able to survive it. Alright, let's...
Looks like he had a better time than his first raid though, because he was probably
Yeah,
on
he was
17
on a
pace.
lot better pace that time. I think he got off to like really rocky start in the first one, but we were glad to see him like actually like finishing off his matches. That last one, like obviously he didn't finish, but he had the
Yeah.
mentality to still do it. He just kind of like played a little bit too high with the stacking there.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate. It happens, you know. I've thrown away a 0 to 20 run by doing that on 17, and then it was just like really bad. I had to clear my last virus from below, and it was in the top right.
Yeah. But with that, Hippo, you take the 3-0 from your group. Lightning, you're safe with the 2-1. So both of you guys will be moving on to bracket. Good news
Yeah,
for both of you guys.
Thank you.
Hippo securing his number 2 seed, looking to do some work in 0 to 20s. I bet you're happy that 0 to 10's over and now you can just do the full thing.
Well, it's weird because I always been like a very solid 0-10 player, but my 16-20 game is probably worse than a lot of players like below me, like by far. And like back in the day when me and Nes Kamikaze was playing this game a lot, I think his average in 0-10 was like almost a minute slower than me, but we were getting same times because my 16-20 was so worse than his. So if similar times can yield like different play styles that can affect time depending what level you do. So I need to work my. I think I'm gonna drill like 16 to 20 before the tournament start again on an 18. It's my. I'm a decent player 16-20, but I really need to work it because if I get like very bad start, I'm gonna be paddling against the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fair there. Well, you'll have plenty of time to prepare for that too, since we still got a full another week before the bracket starts.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like we're gonna have a busy week. There's a lot of matches
yeah,
left.
we were just talking about that. Best of luck to both of you guys, though. I'm hopeful. I think Lightning, you can pull off a round 1 win if you play well enough, and depending
I
on
don't know.
who you get faced against.
I'm just gonna, you know, be anticipating the ACM round 1 match.
Oh, you won't have ACM. Don't worry. I'll look at times and base it on how people have been progressing too.
Okay. I mean, just like based off time should be fine.
And plus,
Will it be like
the wild card spot's gonna get the number 16 seed, so they're gonna win their way into bracket to only get
crushed?
You just gotta catch ACM on a really bad day, you know, when he's sick, has a flu, and, you know...
You need multiple things wrong with him.
You know, you need him to have a fever,
You
know,
need him to
broken
be,
left.
yeah, missing a hand. He
No,
might
broken,
still win.
Broken directional pad, and then he rotates his pills over.
Oh my god, playing with one hand. That would be cool. Oh my god.
That would be pretty cool.
To be fair, I did that in the Puzzle League tournament against the randos that we got to join. It was pretty BM, but I also think it's easier on an N64 controller than on a SNES pad.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I guess with that, though, we are going to have another match that's coming up next. It's going to be Group H. It's going to be Panban Richard, who is the guy who's 2-0 right now in this group, versus, I guess it's OOD Sigma. I don't know too much of him. Do you guys know anything about him?
I know nothing.
But
Group H, do you have their stream names? I'm gonna live stream it.
Panban Richard's the first one, and I think it's just OOD_Sigma for the second one.
Okay.
Let me verify that really quick. I don't think either of them are live yet, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's both of their streams. I'm just gonna wait for both of them to go live. I gave them the go that we are ready for the next one, though.